Hello, Rick. This is David giving you a YouTube demonstration of our awesome new tracker. One of the things I want to do to make sure this is super accessible for you is show you exactly how to log in and do it. You'll notice that I just logged into Google Drive. The Denver Brews and Booze was the originator, so I'm going to show you how I access it from a non-originator account. This should be the same as the Rick Tyson at Gmail. So you have a whole lot of folders, but most importantly, it can be accessed through the Shared With Me tab. Eventually, you'll have this set up so that it's just a link on your phone or a link on your desktop, but it's in a folder called Jotform, and it's called Detail Revenue Tracker 3.0. So you could enter it from the Shared With Me tab or the Jotform folder, and then when you get into it, it's called Detail Revenue Tracker 3.0. When you open it up, you're going to notice the new main screen is totally empty. One of the reasons for that is so I could tell you, do not touch sheet number one, okay? Please. That's one of the reasons I kept losing access to it. I really am not supposed to modify anything about sheet one. It's just a reference for us. So there is a full copy of sheet one on what's called Edit This. So the Edit This page is totally the page you're allowed to edit. You'll notice there's tons of information on it. It's not even really all that helpful. All of the helpful information is going to come in the Notes tab. Right now, the Notes tab has conditional formatting that is going to turn anything that is not profitable red, and any tour that made more than $200 turn green. So you can start to get a feel for how many of our tours hit our bonus that we're looking for. Lastly is this at a glance, and this is probably the most important piece to the puzzle. The reason the at a glance is so important is you'll notice under the Denver Brews and Booze tab, I can use this little triangle drop down to choose what tour I want to know information about. So the comedy tour's total profit for the year, the average profit per tour, the average profit per person. If I wanted to zoom into the craft beer bonanza, it would tell me the total profit per tour, the average profit per tour, the average profit per person. Match.com, there was only one event, but one event out of all the tours was 3.45% of all tours. You might also notice craft beer bonanza. Whoa, how do we know that? 2.35% of guests are paying full price. Well, if you go into notes, you'll notice there is a full price tab. Things like the craft brews and brews have a lot more full price. Things like the whiskey and history have a huge full price metric. So if you go into this at a glance, you could look at a Centennial Tours tour. Let's say the brunch tour. We have had 3% of everyone who's ever taken a brunch tour has paid full price. So the total profit, $650 from every brunch tour we've ever run. The average profit per person is deducting the cost of me. Last, I'm always going to print out at every week a top 90. So this is the top 90% of all tours. For Denver Brews and Booze, 93% of our tours are either craft brews and booze, craft beer bonanza, or the comedy bus tour. The comedy bus tour has the highest total profit, the highest average profit per person, and the highest average number per people. This is crazy how these things line up. Brunch tour is the same situation, but with regards to Centennial Tours, 95% of your tours are these five: brunch, whiskey and history, whiskey and jazz, best beer of Denver, and the Moscow Mule. Obviously, as we start to add some of the old historic tours back into the generator, these numbers will change, but that's just this at a glance page is going to be one of your most powerful tools to just zoom into a specific tour and go, how are we doing? Up the best beer of Denver, it's only making $60 per tour. So, maybe here's where we have to tweak it. Go into the whiskey and history tour. You're killing it. You've made over $1,000 in pure profit alone after you've taken away the payments to me on this whiskey and history tour. So we'll keep talking about this. I just wanted to film this video so you had an idea of how to use this format.